if that is how society truly views us, I think society needs to take a step back and realize that disability is not synonymous with inability. Hello my treasures, it's Serena and welcome back to my channel for another video. I am so sorry I haven't been uploading content the past couple days. This past week has been super hectic. If you guys saw me upload a video a couple days ago and then take it down, you're not wrong. I filmed this video, put it up there, only to realize that I somehow misframed myself, and since I hadn't run it by anyone visually, I didn't realize I had cut half of my head out of my video. So I want to upload the best content possible for you guys, so I decided to take it down and just refilm it. Today I'm going to be doing the disability misconceptions tag. I found it on Molly Burke's channel, and I will link her video below. If you haven't checked out her channel, you definitely should. She's super inspirational, eloquent, informative, and just an all-round incredible motivational speaker. Honestly, it's a dream of mine to collaborate with her one day. All right, let's get started. 1. What is your disability and how does it impact you? I have LCA, Leber's congenital amaurosis. It's a degenerative retinal eye condition. This means that my eyesight degenerates over time. I did have better sight as a child, but it got very slowly worse, although most of my eyesight was lost the year I turned 14, when cataract surgery and follow-up LASIK treatments did more harm than they did good. I can get into that in another video, but the end result is, I lost most of my vision at that age, and it's possible I might be total one day. How does it impact me? It impacts me in the obvious ways. I can't drive, I can't people watch, I can't independently browse shelves in libraries or bookstores. I can't enjoy art in most museums, or the visuals of astronomy, two things I find super, super interesting. So those are ways in which it impacts my life. Are there invisible ways in which it impacts my life as well? Absolutely. Blindness can affect balance, depth perception, conceptualizing distances or the size of areas without discernible boundaries. So this is more something I struggle with, and I know at least one other blind person struggles with this. But if you told me something is 15 feet away, I would know in my mind that depending on what you're talking about, that's not very far. Like if somebody's standing there staring at you, they're 15 feet away, okay, that's not super far. If you're talking about jumping 15 feet off a wall, that's super far. But I could not tell you how many steps it would take to ascend that 15 feet or how many steps it would take to cross that distance. I know that's variable since, if you were ascending a wall, it would depend on the height of the steps, or if you're walking towards somebody, it would just depend on how fast you're walking, your particular stride. But distances have always been very difficult for me to conceptualize. Distances and the size of things, like especially bigger things that I cannot just encompass with my arms or my hands, like the size of a ballroom or a football field. That's seriously hard for me to conceptualize. It's hard for me to identify something without doing it in pieces. Personally, I think being blind shrinks the world about me because I just can't conceptualize things if I can't hear or identify the boundaries of them. There are other ways that are not immediately noticeable. Getting through college is twice as hard for blind students. 99% of employers won't hire blind employees, and it's much harder to meet people who don't see my disability hanging over me like a shroud. It does impact my life in positive ways as well. I find I am more insightful than I might be if I had to rely solely on visual feedback for reading people. I can't judge people in that way, so I'm forced to look deeper into who they are as people. The extra hurdles I have to leap give me a greater appreciation for success when it is achieved. And it brought me to you guys, to combating misconceptions and being an activist for the blind community. And if that isn't an impact, I'm not certain anything is. 2. What is the most common misconception you experience regarding your disability? The most common misconception I experience regarding my disability is that I am helpless. Employers believe I would be more of a burden than an asset. When I'm seen navigating my surroundings, people automatically assume I'm lost. Interacting with parents can be difficult because they don't believe I have anything to offer to conversations or events or ideas, etc. This is how the world sees us. And it's hard. 3. Which misconception annoys you the most? The misconception that annoys me the most is the one I've just remarked on. Blind people are not helpless. We are people. But when most look at us, all they can see is our disability. Whereas we are eager to look past the superficial, they are blinded by our blindness. To them, it defines us, and society does little to combat that misconception. And when they look at us and see only our limitations, they begin to believe those limitations encompass every part of who we are and what we are capable of. 4. Do you do anything to combat these misconceptions? I like to believe that I do. It's why I'm here. Why I am an aspiring motivational speaker. It's why I create videos and write blog posts. It's why I speak out against these misconceptions and why I try to do my part to enlighten the world about what living with a disability truly means. It's why I'm eager to answer questions and why I don't mind speaking about my disability when I'm approached about it out in public. I enjoy receiving these questions because taking 10 or 20 minutes out of my day to enlighten someone means they won't walk away holding the misconceptions they may have approached me with. 5. What do you think society as a whole can do to combat these misconceptions? I think society can include us more. I think more employers should hire blind or disabled employees. I think we should be depicted more accurately in mainstream media. Movies like to depict the blind as helpless or always wearing dark glasses or feeling faces or always needing a sighted character to save the day. Even books, I feel, misrepresent the blind community. I have read a lot of books in which blind characters have super senses. So whereas the media likes to depict the blind as less capable or helpless, I find that authors generally like to go the opposite direction and depict blind characters with amazingly super heightened senses. And while our senses are heightened to a degree, most of us are not going to hear the rustling of clothing from 100 yards away in a noisy environment. That's just not realistic. I have been told many times that I am amazing. And while I know people mean it as a compliment, why am I amazing? Is it because somebody saw me walking down a sidewalk without getting hurt? And if that is how society truly views us, I think society needs to take a step back and realize that disability is not synonymous with inability. Look our way, because we are here. We are members of this society. See us. Hear us. We have a voice. It's not loud, but we have one, and it needs to be heard. that is it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see any more of my content. Ring the little notification bell so you know when I'm uploading more content. And thank you so much for supporting me. I love you guys. Bye.